Hello everyone, and welcome back to Lords of the Fallen. Today I'm showcasing a level 110 strength build focusing on poisoning the world. And I am using grenades, because with what Dark Souls builds and cosplays and I have been testing, mana regeneration builds are really, really good in Crimson Rituals, as well as they probably would be in the base game as well, but with the focusing on PvP here, we're kind of finding grenades and throwables were kind of falling short. So I decided to make a build focusing on applying poison in fog clouds to bring back saturation bombing, because unlike mana regen builds, there is nothing that passively regenerates ammo over time, and with the new limit on having one ammo pouch per invasion, it makes throwables a whole lot harder to use. So, although I don't think I get to it very often, I socketed the umbral eye that allows you to use, when you're out of ammo, to use ranged weapon and throwing attacks at the cost of withered health. So in order to make that more usable, since I'm not using magic, I took a heavy shield, slotted 3 health regeneration runes into it, where the health regeneration ring, it started with the bleed buildup when enemies are poisoned ring, and then decided, no, I just want 5 stacks of health regeneration because it's very silly. And then I just used the Hushed Saints halberd, saturated, made sure everyone was poisoned, and went on my merry way, probably ruining a few people's days. But that's what we do here. So I think that the overall set, it's a very fun. I have a lot of fun with this setup because it again punishes passive play, and allows you to basically out resource players that are also not using that are not using one of the regen builds. So you can outlast like the 1 mana stone, 1 ammo pack, 1 heavenly vial. And that was just a very, very nice push off the side. I do think it's a little bit weaker than the fog cloud setup, or potentially the spell setups, because poison doesn't do damage as quickly. However, they don't necessarily have to stand in it, and I can kind of just like throw the grenades faster, and also having the massive amount of health regen regardless of where I'm standing is really nice. So it certainly has it's not just one is strictly better than the other. They have advantages in different areas, and so it is it is a little bit of a preference. And then for my third slot, I have the healing banner javelin. The healing banner javelin is great, and I don't showcase it here, but if you're on the withered health section, you can just like throw down 3 of those and then just start hucking grenades as much as you want, and then you like don't lose any health because you're standing in 3 healing javelins. It is incredibly silly, and I love it. And this particular ritual I wanted to show off because it was kind of like the magic versus poison saturation battle, and it was a lot of fun to just see that showcase of magic and the corrupted banner javelins versus me throwing poison fog cloud grenades. And then the other grenade that I have there is the snake oil grenade. I don't use it very much because it doesn't do a ton of damage, but it does. I think it says that it does poison buildup and also lowers the physical damage and defense of players that it hits. So here I used it to try and to chip down wither in the middle of the fog cloud, because poison does not it doesn't chip withered health. However, it does do damage. So if someone's at 1 HP but like 300 withered health, poison will still kill them, unlike fog cloud. And it is quite quite satisfying. And also just heavy shields are just amazing with the amount of things that recoil has, like as you see, like fell to poison. So heavy shields I think are the best if you have the strength to use them. Now this is a 1v2 and I think it shows the differing strength than fog cloud. So graveyard fog would be doing wither damage to them while they're there, and I would not have it while they're standing in it, and not while I have and I wouldn't have as strong of health regen. Where now, as you can see, I have 5 stacks of health regen. Like I can just run around and pretty much regain full health. And the fog cloud grenades are, not fog cloud, the Forsaken grenades, which are the poison cloud grenades, are really cheap and having a lot of health and stamina. I have just lots of base ammunition to go through to poison these guys, and I basically go back up to full health. So these guys are having a pretty terrible time chasing me, because with hyper armor and everything, like, I don't have an Elden Ring Zweihander, basically, to just like to turn and burn, bash these guys off me, or Stormhawk Axe. So right now I'm just poisoning them, running away, letting the chip happen, and turning and swinging when I can. And eventually, they decide that they don't want to play with me anymore. And it's really funny because throughout the poison, there were several DCs, there were several things of jumping off a cliff, and you have a few seconds to decide what'll happen before it is revealed. If you guessed they were going to jump off the cliff instead of DCing, you were correct. And now, this guy, so jokingly, I hate them, because they're really good and they're running a build that kind of counters mine, and I think it's like a slightly off meta regen build, and I hate it because they have sanctuary and can cure themselves of poison. But no, like they're absolutely solid, very solid players, strong setup. I believe they probably have the sanctified Huntress Spear, which has innate bleed, and they're using the weapon buff to get the smite build up. They have the Shield of Piercing Light for mana regeneration and probably some health regeneration. They've got the wither damage on successful dodge. Talisman. I fought them before and they had Consecrate, which was crazy. I've never seen anyone besides Mike over at Dark Souls Builds and Cosplays run Consecrate. So like this is like this guy is running, again, not a meta setup, but I would argue with the current patch, probably one of the strongest setups in the game versus me throwing poison everywhere, and I absolutely make a very valiant attempt to take this guy down. Because as you see here, like I'm able to get the withered health off, I'm able to clip him down, but because the hosts have round 2, and here like I have to reapply poison, but he's also in sanctuary, so it's just crazy. But yeah, and then I get Grievous Struck and attack, and I think the gesture that he goes for, I know it's a little bit laggy, is like the panting, like, oh my goodness, what a fight, because geez, what an absolutely intense fight that was. That was crazy. And here I just have a little bit of a rematch at the end of like the AoE one, and I wanted to show from the beginning of like how important it is to move slowly, because you can very easily get lamped off the side, even though I don't, and I probably should have tried going for the lamp off the side. So I hope you've enjoyed the poison showcase. I've got more poison along the way. So I guess the short notes version of this is strength poison is viable. Is it top tier? Probably not. Is it Is it service? Is it pretty good for those who are patient? Absolutely. You absolutely can try and you have a means to fight 1v2s and 1v1s depending on your weapon selection. It can still be pretty strong. I haven't checked this with like a burn setup yet, which I think is also pretty possible. But more poison will be on the way soon. So as this one finishes up, I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of the attention that the Lord's content has been given recently, and I hope you've all been enjoying the PvP like I have. Have an amazing day, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!